It is day 155 of the second Trump administration, and we're getting mixed messages this evening about a possible ceasefire. Earlier today, President Trump announced on social media that both sides agreed to end the war completely, telling NBC News that it will be, quote, unlimited and go on forever. The New York Times reported Iranian state TV announced the ceasefire, saying it was imposed on the enemy, Israel. And the foreign minister said that Iran concluded their strikes at the last minute around 4 a.m. in Tehran. However, despite this claim, officials in Israel now claim that Iran had launched a new round of missiles. The New York Times reports there were no reports of casualties. All of this comes after Iran retaliated against the United States for the attack on 3 of its nuclear sites with a strike on a U.S. airbase in Qatar. Richard Engel has more.
Iran threatened to respond to the American strikes on its nuclear sites, and tonight it did, releasing this video firing missiles at Doha, Qatar, targeting a military base housing up to 10,000 American personnel. Air defense systems immediately lit up the sky over the sprawling Al Udeid Air Base. Tonight, Qatar says it successfully thwarted the Iranian attack, which it strongly condemned. A senior Qatari official telling NBC News Qatar was expecting the attack. Hours earlier, Qatar closed its airspace, and Americans in the country were told to shelter in place. The Iranian attack appears to have been largely symbolic. Israel's attacks on Iran are certainly not. Israel is stepping up its strikes inside Iran and expanding the kind of targets it's hitting. Israel today blowing open the gates of the Evin prison. Human rights groups say Iran is holding hundreds of political prisoners there. For critics, the prison is a major symbol of the Iranian regime's repression. And Iran isn't holding back against Israel either.
I want to bring in NBC News Washington correspondent Yamiche Alcindor. Yamiche, you have been reporting on this all day. I know you spoke to President Trump earlier this evening. What did he tell you?
That's right. Well, in my interview with President Trump, he told me that he believes this ceasefire is unlimited and that it will go on forever. I asked the president specifically whether or not he thought that Iran and Israel would really be able to hold this, because there was this question of whether or not this could last hours. And the president said he doesn't think that either of these countries will be shooting at each other ever again. So that's the president taking this victory lap, saying that he negotiated this deal between these two countries. The president also saying that it was a wonderful ceasefire and also a wonderful day for the Middle East. The president also saying that there were too many people dying and that the Middle East was essentially going to be brought to too much chaos and that this confrontation needed to come to an end. Of course, as you laid out, the Iranian foreign minister is saying that there is no ceasefire, but at the same time, he's saying if Israel does not have any more strikes against Iran, that Iran will also not take action. So even if he's saying there's no actual agreement, what you're hearing there is this sort of idea that both countries are going to stop with these aggressions. And of course, we knew that this was an escalating situation. The president and the White House continuing to double down on the idea that there is a ceasefire that was brokered. We also have some reporting on who was involved in this negotiation, because the president spent the whole day in the Situation Room. I was also told by White House officials that Vice President Vance, as well as Steve Witkoff, who was a top aide to President Trump, as well as Secretary of State Marco Rubio, that they were all back channeling directly and indirectly with Iranian officials. So this is really a full day of officials talking to each other. And again, President Trump saying that he believes this ceasefire will hold forever, Stephanie.
Yamiche, thank you so much. I want to bring in our leadoff panel and dig even further. Susan Glasser is here, staff writer for The New Yorker. Dave Weigel joins us, political reporter for Semaphore, and retired 4-star U.S. Army General Barry McCaffrey, a decorated combat veteran of Vietnam and a former battlefield commander in the Persian Gulf. General McCaffrey, what is your assessment of where things stand right now? And I realize it's somewhat of a complicated question, given all the mixed messages we're getting right now.
Well, look, the good news is apparently we have a ceasefire. It may be shaky, but it means the killing on both sides will stop for now. This has been an unbelievable week. The Iranians essentially had dug themselves into a deep hole. Their air defense systems have been largely shattered. They were running out of offensive missiles. Their options, both military and political, were dim. They have no allies. They have an unstable population that despises them, particularly the half of them that are women. and they have lost their proxies on the battlefield. So they had great incentive to get out of this hole. The Israelis have done major damage to Iran. They were also running out of defensive missiles, and they're taking a severe pummeling from not around 1,000 killed and wounded, but terrible damage to infrastructure. So both sides really want it out. And then finally, I think we probably should believe that there's been substantial damage done to the Iranian nuclear program. These are multi-billion-dollar facilities that were struck, and undoubtedly the centrifuges at least were damaged. It does not in any way stop the Iranian nuclear power program. They undoubtedly moved their 900 pounds of HEU material to other locations. The scientists are still there. So this won't be over until Iran agrees to negotiate, give up their quest for a nuclear weapon, and accept arms control monitoring. That's the solution.
And do you believe we're in a better position tonight to make that negotiation happen?
Yes, no question. That's not to say, look, this has been a 30-year program by the Iranians to develop a nuclear weapon. They're going to try and weasel their way out of this any way they can. They're very bright people. They have a deep scientific bench. They're very courageous people. The Ayatollah still has the forces of repression. We got to remember, this is an abhorrent regime, feared by the Sunni Arab nations, Saudi Arabia, Gulf Coast states, Egypt, Jordan. So they're in trouble. But I think at the end of the day, some good will come out of this. One can only hope.
Susan, the president told NBC News that he expects this ceasefire to last forever. What is your take? Because things boil over easily in this region.
That is for sure, Steph. I wouldn't, bet on it. I wouldn't put my own money down on that as a forever promise. And, one thing that's striking, we've gotten so used to it, is the idea that in the middle of this kind of a dangerous nuclear-tinged hot war occurring in the Middle East, that we have the president of the United States making arbitrary pronouncements via his own social media company that he himself, owns a significant amount in. We don't know whether that's an actual arrangement or not. Is it really a ceasefire? Is it not? He makes hyperbolic claims. I still remember, as I'm sure at least some people do, when Donald Trump claimed that he had struck a massive nuclear deal for all time with North Korea that never actually even existed. This is a claim that, according to reporting tonight on the New York Times, the ceasefire announcement surprised even many of Trump's own advisors. There are, as you know, claims after the announcement was made by both Israel and Iran that hostilities were continuing. So, as the general said, let's hope that we're reaching the end of this hot war phase. But, there are so many questions. Obviously, this is not an end to what has been a decades-long standoff between Israel and Iran. And let's remember that Iran has been literally committed to the idea that Israel doesn't have the right to exist as a state. It has been one of the organizing principles of the Islamic Republic is to say that it is dedicated to the eradication of Israel as an entity. I don't think that's going away because of a tweet tonight, or I should say a Truth Social posting.
Dave, what's your take on all that we've learned tonight?
Well, Donald Trump has learned from experience from his first term a strategy for dealing with conflict in the Middle East. It's one, listen very closely to Israel. Two, act and think the worst case scenario that's being predicted won't happen. I'm not saying that's always going to happen. I'm saying that's what's happened to Donald Trump. And so in this last week, he had a lot of backfire from people in the MAGA movement, influential commentators, warning that any strike on Iran was going to lead to a land invasion, a third world war, etc. Tulsi Gabbard used to talk like that. But this ended up, in the short term, more like the warnings that moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem was going to lead to some conflagration in the Middle East, or that the strike on Soleimani in 2020 was going to lead to something wider. the lesson that has been taken by this foreign policy circle is when Trump is bold, when Trump acts quickly, the worst predictions do not happen. Now, that could lead to hubris and bad decisions in the future. All this, backing up a bit, all this is a way to deny a nuclear weapons program to a country that before Trump, under Barack Obama, was in a nuclear deal. And before any of this was taking place, I was talking to Democrats who said if Trump could just get a version of the Obama nuclear deal back, named after himself, pocketed Nobel, fine. What Democrats don't want and MAGA Republicans don't want is any wider war with Iran. So him stopping short any outcome stopped short of a ground invasion, regime change. That was the standard that the more anti-war section of the movement was setting, and he didn't meet that standard. He didn't fall into that trap. So you're already seeing the president's supporters call this a historic win. How many Nobel Prizes can he stack up in 4 years? And this is not going as badly as the Tucker Carlsons of the world said it might.